Hi, Karen. We meet again.
Hi, Kay. I'm really happy to see you again, and thank
Thank you.
you for this lesson. And I need to say I'm sorry my delay today earlier because I forgot my glass and I didn't know how I left them. But well, here we are. And before to continue, Kay, I'd like to ask you, do you mind if I share this session in my YouTube channel?
Absolutely fine. I've got no problem with that.
Okay, thank you. Wow.
Yeah, thank you for asking.
Yes, and I am a little anxious about what you prepared for me today.
Oh, okay. So no need to be anxious. I thought what we could do today, because it's sort of like um, maybe a special class, if we could call it that. I wanted to do something that's really easy, something that's quite conversational for us to chat about.
Okay.
And I wanted to discuss sort of quite a general topic with you. It's health related, which I think is at the forefront of many people's minds at the moment. And it is an NGU article, a level 7.
I know this Angular article, but I have a problem to open. Could you share in
The
your
screen?
screen? Yes, because when I don't know what the problem of the wrong, when I open this website, doesn't work for me.
Oh,
I
I'm sad to hear
saw
that.
the page not found. I don't know. When I open in my cell phone, for example, I can read, but
Okay.
could you share your?
Of course I can. Just give me a
Oh,
second.
okay.
So here we go. It's just going to take a bit of time to load. As you can see, here it is. Can you see the writing
Yes,
clearly? Is it big enough?
yes. No, it's excellent.
Okay, perfect. So I chose this article because I like the idea that positivity can improve our health even in our old age, which I thought is really cool. And I think we have so much to be negative about. So being positive about something is really important.
Well, I'm suffer about it. I don't have a good memory.
Ah,
Maybe this
okay.
article is perfect for me because sometimes my partner said, "Oh, you forgot we visit this place 5 years ago." I can't remember 5 years ago. Even I don't remember what I ate
Sorry.
yesterday. So it's great for me. Thank you for sharing. Great.
You're most welcome. I'm so sorry about the noise in the background. I think my neighbor
I
is
can hear
just having a
nothing.
bit of.
No, it's
Oh, okay,
clear. And
fantastic.
do you prefer I speak out loud or can hear me?
I can hear you perfectly.
Yes?
Everything is great on my side. I just wanted to apologize for the neighbor.
No, don't worry.
Um,
Don't worry.
okay,
I
great. So,
saw some tips you put in the chat message. Uh,
yeah,
let me check. I need to say
sure.
you. I need to tell you versus say. Yeah, sometimes I think I'm a
Yeah.
little bit confused.
So, say, tell, speak, and talk, these are all synonyms.
Mm-hmm.
However, we use them very independently. They are tricky little words. I'm going to give you a really, really nice article that just outlines everything and how to use these words independently.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Here they are. Um, there's a short little video, I think it's about 2 or 3 minutes, that
Mm-hmm.
describes the differences and how we use them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but in this case, I need to say tell you. I need to tell you
That's
something.
exactly it, yes.
Okay.
So then quickly sort of circling back to your memory, you said that you're suffering from some memory loss,
Yes.
or maybe just life is too stressful and we're forgetting little things. It happens to me all the time. And I found this book, funnily enough, my partner read this book and he recommended it to me. And he said, you know, this is something that you've mentioned in the past. Maybe you should read this book and see how you feel about it. It is The Art and Science of Remembering Everything. So you might find it useful. I'm sure that there's a Portuguese translation for you.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so shall we skip over to the article?
Let me check some words. There's a new. Can you roll?
Sure.
Yeah.
So I'll scroll down. Could I ask you to
Fine.
please read the word and also just the definition? We don't necessarily need the example sentence unless it is a word that you are unfamiliar with. In that case, please feel free to read the sample sentence.
Decline. Decline, continuous decrease in amount, quality, etc.
Very good. Yeah.
Oh, but when you said decline, when you saw some terms and terms conditionals, I think I read it decline. I decline it, so I don't accept it.
Yeah. Okay. So accept and decline. So I accept something or I decline something. You don't accept
Yeah.
something. Absolutely, it's used in
Mm-hmm.
this way as well. But in this particular context, we are talking about minimizing something or
Okay.
decreasing
Mm-hmm.
the amount of something. Um, it it refers mostly to sort of the quality of something.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if you walk past a beautiful French bakery and you buy some delicious baguette,
Mm-hmm.
for example, and you take that baguette home and you forget to eat it on the day that you bought it,
Mm-hmm.
the freshness will decline over
Oh,
time.
yeah.
The quality declines, it
Mm-hmm.
decreases over time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I know. Okay, emotion, it's okay. Feeling, okay. Assessment. Assessment is the process of making a careful analysis. Yes, assessment. Yes, I remember assessment when you. I'm not sure if it's the same word when you talk. Um, when you do a course, when you
Mhm.
online course, some I think
Yeah.
assessments, some subjects or some material that you need to study is related about it.
Yeah. So in this case, an assessment would be like a test. It's also known as a concept check
Mm-hmm.
to see if you are understanding the content that you've just learned. So we can have assessments in the way of assessing people or sort of getting an idea or judging
Mm-hmm.
how well they understand a topic. Or in this case, it is to make a careful
Mm-hmm.
analysis. For example, if you get your statement
Mm-hmm.
from the bank, you would make an assessment of the statement to make sure that everything has been spent accurately.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Examine. Examine. Examine.
Examine.
Examine to check to
Good job.
consider something on detail. Okay. Optimistic. Yes, the opposite of the opposite. The optimistic is pessimist.
Pessimist.
Yeah.
Yeah, or pessimistic, yes.
Okay.
So we have three terms related to this ideology or this way of thinking. We have optimism,
Mm-hmm.
realism,
It's too much. Z.
lots of z's, absolutely.
Okay.
But in the noun forms, we take the zim sound,
Mm-hmm.
particularly as a suffix at the end. And then we have pessimism
Pessimisms.
as
In
well.
plural, it's plural is the big challenge. I remember optimisms.
Yeah, very good. So I'm just going to write those down for you. And optimism and pessimism, we know very well because they are antonyms, they are opposites of each other. But realism is like that middle piece. It is when you are neither optimistic nor pessimistic. You kind of accept reality for what it is.
That's great.
Okay, cool. So any questions about the vocab before we proceed to the article?
No, you can go to the article.
Fantastic. Okay, cool. So let's take a look here. I'm going to try and scroll so that you are kind of reading in the middle of the page at all times. There might be a slight delay, so please excuse me, but I'll try and keep up with you if that's all right.
That's okay. I can read. That's okay. It's clear.
Okay.
Can I
Perfect.
read all
right, and then just to recap.
Yes. Maybe it's better reading the article by paragraph, and you can stop me if I made some mistake or some wrong pronunciation. Okay.
That's perfect. So at the end of each article, at the end of each paragraph, like you mentioned, I'm going to give you a correction. I'll also try and highlight the word so that you know which word we are focusing on.
Feeling happy may help slow memory decline. People who spend more time feeling happy are less likely to experience memory decline as they get older, according to the study in the journal Psychological Science.
Very good. So just watch out. I noticed it a little earlier as well. With the prepositions, those nasty, or in this case, particles, those tiny little words before nouns, you don't always read them accurately. So this could be because you are reading faster than you are able to pronounce the words. It's common because you're an intellectual. Of course, you know all of these words. So that's fairly easy as well. But in terms of understanding the details of the article, it is important to read those prepositions accurately. So just try to be mindful of that. It's not a big issue, but in terms of language exams and particularly the IELTS exam, this might be the difference between understanding whether it is a preposition of time or a preposition of place. So contextually, it can be quite important.
Okay, but I read so fast, according to a study, I didn't understand.
So what I heard according to this study, so that's maybe I heard it incorrectly. I'm happy to admit that that could have happened. I apologize if I've overcorrected. But I noticed a similar mistake earlier when you were reading the definitions, and I didn't think it was something to mention then, but because it's happened again, I thought I need to make a note of that. So let's continue on.
Researchers in the US and Germany looked at data from 991 Americans, most of whom were between the ages of 40 and 60. Data was collected 3 times, between 1995 and 1996, between 2004 and 2006, in between 2013 and 2014. I have lots of numbers.
Very good with your variation on those dates. Congratulations. Yeah, and that's also another reason why I chose this article, particularly for students of your level. When we read aloud, these numbers can be really troublesome. So it's really good practice to be able to identify the different dates and also to be able to identify the different numbers as well. So a quick correction here, and this is with the troublesome ED sound, which is really difficult for a lot of Portuguese speakers. In this case, the ED ends with a T. So we would say looked.
The correct way is
So
T sound, looked. Okay, looked.
Correct. Looked. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, let's continue on if you don't mind again.
Each time the people in the study reported. Yes, I have a. I'm fighting with ND word, ND verb, ED, ND verbs. So I will try to guess. It's reported or report.
So you were correct with the ID reported. I've got a fairly good lesson that I can send to you after class with a couple of audio clips that's going to help resolve this. There are a couple of rules, and you can study these rules and know them very effectively, but it's tricky. It's really difficult. So I'm happy to send you the homework if you're keen, but we'll just keep correcting as we are together in class.
Guess, but some words I memorize it, but in this case, I don't remember. Okay, so it's reported. On the emotions they had experienced of the previous 30 days. The memory was also tested in the last two assessments, which were about 9 years apart. The tests included repeating words immediately after a presentation, then again 15 minutes later.
Okay, so let's quickly take a look at that word. Included was very well pronounced. I was quite happy with that in terms of ED sounds. And just quickly touching on the EDs again, you've got a great knack for a language. You've got a good understanding of the language. So when it comes to an ED word, say it in the 3 different ways. You know, with the ED sound, with the ID sound, with the T sound, your ear will be able to choose which one is the correct one naturally. So rely on that instinct. It'll help you quite a bit as you progress. Okay, so quickly going back to this word that I've highlighted, it is immediately. So that very good. Yeah. That second syllable is highlighted immediately. It's stressed.
Immediately.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
The study found that while memory generally declines with age, those who said they spent more time experiencing positive emotions showed a slower decline than those who spent less time feeling positive.
Very good. No corrections. Thank you. Yeah.
The researchers recommended always
Very good with your second syllable. Very
that
nice.
future studies look at how positive emotions are connected to memory. They also
good job.
recommended examine whether helping people feel more positive could help fight memory decline over shorter periods of time as well. Help me. help
Okay, so
me.
I just quickly want to help you there. Yeah, you got a little tongue-tied, but your final pronunciation was the closest to what the word actually is. Again, this is a small problem with Portuguese speakers, is that R sound. I know as I'm learning Portuguese, the R and the H sound is almost impossible for me. So I can imagine that this is difficult for you, but we need to hear that R sound slightly stronger. So it would be shorter
Shorter.
with the er. Very good, very good. And then this word over here is
Periods.
periods.
Period.
Very good, thank you. Okay, final paragraph.
Previous studies have also found that people who think positive may live longer. A 2019 study of 17,000 people in the US found that the most optimistic men and women lived on average 11 to 15% longer than those who were the least optimistic. They are also much more likely to live to 85.
Okay, so a good attempt here. There were a couple of words here that were a bit tricky for you. So 2019, very well done. This number, I wasn't sure if I heard 17 or
Maybe I told
70.
17, but in my mind, I
So
know 70. Yeah. I know.
yeah, absolutely. And again, this is something that happens so commonly.
Yes,
And then
let
just
me,
quickly going
I'm
back.
sorry, Kate, but I know sometimes I think, for example, 13, 14, 15, all this range of numbers. Sometimes I'm not sure. When I am speaking with another tutor, sometimes they ask me, "Did you said 13 or 30?" So I don't know if I need to emphasize when I am saying 13, 14. I need to emphasize a longer thing, or that's the correct way, or I'm not sure if sometimes I I I, I pronounce so short thing, and that maybe cause the confusing.
Confusion. So let's take a look at these two words quickly. Seven. Sorry, just give me a second. 70. Sorry, I forgot how to type, it looks like. Okay, so both of them have 7 at the beginning. So that is generally quite easy. With 13, 14, 15, it's a little bit different because it changes from the sequential number. So it changes from the root of the word is different. The beginning is a bit different. But particularly with the teen versus the T, it is the N sound at the end, 17, that makes the difference between 17 and
Okay, so
70.
I need to emphasize teen. The N is the people will pay attention. Try to don't confuse the T. Okay,
That's
teen.
exactly
So
it.
maybe I think I
Yeah, that's
am
exactly.
missing N. N. So that's
Yes.
the point. Yes, maybe I told the 70,
Yeah.
17, and I okay, I know, I see.
So it could have been either one of those things. As we progress with our language, as we become more confident, we tend to drop some sounds either in the middle or at the end of a word. So you're becoming confident about what you are saying, and it's really great. You're reading really beautifully. And then sometimes these little letters at the end of the word drop away. And again, in normal conversation, that's not going to make too much of a difference. But because we are giving facts and we have statistics here, we need to make sure that it is 100% accurate. Okay, and then I quickly wanted to discuss the difference between live, the verb, and live, as in an adjective for kind of music. In this case, it was the short I, live. It is the duration of a life. However, we might like to go to live concerts to listen to great music. So again, just depending on the context, remember to change
In
your
this case,
pronunciation there.
Live. Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Now I
and in
see.
the simple past,
Sometimes I confuse live and life. Live, live. Yes. So now I'm the most time I'm very used to you. I'm very used live because live show live in YouTube.
A radio
Live,
station, for
live.
example.
And
Yeah,
sometimes I'm
absolutely.
reading in because you have a word life. So life. I always make this relevant, but
Yes.
Okay, live. For example, I'm live in São Paulo. You live. I
Yes.
forgot. You live in South Africa or in
Yeah, currently in South Africa. I'm with my family during the pandemic.
Live. Live longer.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so I see that we have about a minute and a half left of our class. We've gone over the article. Is there anything that you'd like to ask about the article? Was anything
I
unclear
need
for
to
you?
read again. I think the fourth paragraph. Can you scroll
Okay,
up?
sure. Let's go up a little bit.
Yes, that's okay. No, that's okay.
A little bit
Because
more?
I understand the article mentions
Alrighty.
lose memory. Elder people start to forget something. And for example, I'm not elder. I'm 13,
Mm-hmm.
30s or 13s. When I when I when
30.
I don't to mention my real age. For example, I am 35, but I just say that maybe I am 34, 36. Can I say I think 30s or 13?
That's it. Yes, absolutely. I am
30.
in my 30s. That is the
Yes, it's my
decade that you are living through.
I am in my 30s.
Perfect.